just scrolling through Facebook one day and you see an ad for something that you had never, ever, ever thought about doing in your entire life. Something that's completely out there for you, but it sounds cool, like become a travel agent, become a beekeeper, learn how to play the guitar. And it's so tempting that you just want to push that button. You just want to push that buy now button, and suddenly your life would be amazing and you would be successful and rich and happily ever after. Or have you ever been on a date with someone and they're a super nice person, you're getting along great, they're very chivalrous, and you're asking each other all of these questions, and you may line up on politics, religion, the bigger things, but everything else just seems to be a little off kilter. Things like, where do you want to live? What do you like to do in the morning? Do you drink? Do you want to get married, or do you just want to dance? Everything they say is just the polar opposite of what you would say. But they're so sweet and romantic and nice, and they have the Disney eyes, and they smell like fabric softener and prosperity, and you just want to run away with them forever. When something that is good on paper is staring you in the face and you're not sure if it's good for you, specifically, what do you do? How do you decide if it's good for you or not? I'm here to talk to you about using your trusty journal to help you become more in tune with your values and what you want for your daily life. For a lot of people, especially if you have ADHD, such as myself, when you're faced with something that sounds just new and interesting and unique and cool, it can be really hard to say no to that and to remember what your values are and what goals you are trying to achieve in that moment. It's like, oh yes, of course I want to do that shiny new thing. Let me go ahead and grab onto that and just throw everything else by the wayside. Can't live life that way though. And then you find yourself making the same mistakes over and over and over again because you've forgotten those unwritten rules that you had for yourself. Well, I say those rules are unwritten, but you have a journal. You can write that shit down. So the first step in our road to recovery is just admitting that, yes, I am an impressionable, easily swayed individual who momentarily forgets important decisions that I have made for my life and my well-being. And once you admit that, then you can grab a pen and paper and get to work. So here are a few journaling prompts to help you start to recognize what makes you happy, what pisses you off, how we want our lives to look on a daily basis, our passions, our hobbies, how we treat people, how we want people to treat us. Think about a choice you've made in the past that went against what the voice in your head tells you to do. Anything from a bad loan to a weird pizza topping. Anything is fair game. Write about what happened afterward. What did you learn? And what would you tell future you to help them make better choices? This next one is describing my weekend. Think of something that you committed to months ago that you were really excited about at the time, but now you're just over it. You don't want to do it. What benefits were you hoping to gain when you signed up for it? Do you still want those things? If not, what has changed? Was there growth there, or are you a worse person now? We'll never know, or will we? Make a list of people you admire. They can be a family member, they can be a celebrity, they can be living, they can be not living. What is it about them that you connect with? What values do they have that shape their lives? Do you live by any of those values today? Why or why not? Okay. Let me get ready for this last one. This is also my life. Past relationships and jobs can tell you just so much about your values and about what works for you and what doesn't. Think about a past relationship or job that didn't last very long. What drew you in at first, and what made you decide that it wasn't a good fit? And lastly, what do you want? What do you want for your life? What future values would you like to start building in yourself, maybe that you don't you don't really think about right now, but something that you would like to start to prioritize. What do you want for dinner? What do you want for your life, and how do you want your life to look, and how do you want to feel inside? Write it down. So that's it for our journaling prompts. This is my Who Am I section in my bullet journal. The inspiration for this section came from a thing that was mentioned in a book called ADHD for Smartass Women by Tracy Otsuka. I've mentioned this book many times on this channel, and I swear I read other books. I feel a little weird sharing this with you guys, so just bear with me. I feel like I need to cover sections up, but I'm like, whatever. This is my section of just words that embody my values. Top 4 values right now are autonomy, adventure, curiosity, and wealth. Those could change at any time. This is not a set in stone thing. If you decide to do this for yourself, don't ever, it's your journal. You make the rules. You can decide that your values are different as you grow and evolve. The way that I chose the top 4, autonomy is very important to me. I'm an only child. I like to do my own thing. I like to dance my own dance. Autonomy when I saw that word, that felt like something that I needed to include. Adventure, I don't know if I'm being so adventurous lately, but I do value adventure and new experiences. When I say that, I don't mean like jumping off out of an airplane or anything like that, but just always having a curious, spontaneous spirit in life, maybe. And the same with curiosity, just always wondering what's going on in the world, what's going on around me, how I can be more creative, just learning new things, always learning, always growing. And wealth, of course, I like money. Who doesn't like money? But also wealth, as far as financial wealth, which I don't have yet, wealth of experiences, wealth of knowledge, wealth with your time, being able to control what you do during the course of a day, things like that. So not always money, although money is good. Whatever gave me that spark, that feeling of excitement, that feeling of energy when I looked at the word. Living your values, it doesn't mean that every choice is going to be perfect. It just means you start to notice when something feels off, and you can put a name on how you're feeling and why it feels weird to you. Why do I feel this way? Why am I not happy in this situation? It's because it's going against something that you really value. So yeah, just thinking about how you can make those tiny shifts toward your values, and not necessarily having the perfect life or the perfect job or the perfect relationship or whatever, just making those choices that feel most like you. And that's one aspect of journaling that I really enjoy, is that you are starting to learn more about yourself and what makes you happy and what lights you up and what you're passionate about and what drains you and what you never want to do again. I knew these would be my top 4, and then I said, well, you know what? I also value these. So I went ahead and put these down. Passions. What would you make a fool out of yourself trying to be good at? I'm not alone in just feeling as though I want to try everything and do everything and everything. I'm in love with doing all sorts of different things. The reason I chose these is that these are things that I have been doing for a length of time. So I know that they are things that I will stick with over time. It's not something that I just recently discovered. For journaling, I've been journaling since I was a small child. Purpose is just one passion that you can use to help others or to further a cause that you care about. So something that you feel drawn to do or that you feel called to do. And it doesn't have to be this lofty goal. You're not trying to save the world or cure any illnesses or unless you're a doctor. You're not trying to do that necessarily. How can you leave your mark in the world? What is going to make you happiest as you try to leave that mark in the world? For me, to help people start journaling to improve their mental health and become more purposeful, self-actualized individuals. I put my preferred work environment because, work takes up, if you're working full time, that's going to take up a third of your adult life. So I have had a few jobs where some of these qualities were in place. So that was, and I could feel it. As soon as I had some of these, it was like, it felt so nice. But then, of course, you might have the pros, but you also have the cons. So that's why I'm not with those jobs anymore. Preferred home environment. I actually want to flesh this section out more. So I'll probably do that in my next bullet journal, or maybe I'll make some notes in the back or something. But of course, this is important. You want to remember, especially if you're a person who is more transient, like I am, it's important to remember what it is that you like when you're at home, how you want your home environment to be. Think about who you live with, because that is going to dictate a lot of the quality of your life as well. Who you live with, do they support the best version of you? If that person is supporting you, or if they're in your way, how that affects your daily life in your living situation. Things I want to learn more about. I kind of wrote this, I think, to block myself from wanting to try too many other new things, because beekeeping or things like that, being a travel agent, those are nice. However, those are not really going to help me reach my goals. Those are just kind of things, it would be nice. I don't want to invest a lot of money in learning too many other outside things from this list. This is not a one-time thing, just set it and forget it. You are going to change as a person, and if you decide to make a who am I section, it is going to change over time. Start to think about what is important to you and write it down. It can be easy to forget when you are faced with temptation. Dun, dun, dun. Even if you don't know what you want to do with your life, or if you don't know exactly what your talents are, what your skills are, if you don't know just write something down, get started. It's okay. You can figure out the rest later. And if you write these things down and you find that your actions are not quite matching your values, that's a good starting point. That's a good indication that something needs to change in your life. But at the same time, if you happen to do something that doesn't align with something you wrote on a page, okay? We're human. We're allowed to do different things. We're complicated. And this is just kind of a starting point. This is a guide. When I first started doing this section, I felt a little weird because I think we all just think we're supposed to remember everything about ourselves. Sometimes our memories fail us and we have to be reminded of certain things. You don't see it here, but sometimes I have to be reminded of what toppings I like on my hamburger. And sometimes I have to remember that I don't eat hamburger at all because I'm a vegan. And I had that written right here. If you want to make a little Who Am I cheat sheet for your journal, or just to hang on the wall or on the refrigerator, I don't judge, you can subscribe to my newsletter. There's a link down below and you'll get the PDF. And every week I also send additional journaling prompts that you won't see in my videos. Also, there are secret journaling sessions that are only available live to newsletter subscribers. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you'd like more journaling content. And I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful for you, and I wish you a wonderful week in line with your values. Bye.